All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming today, this evening, with a short lesson. I don't know how short it's going to be, but I say with a lesson that I hope that would give many some sort of idea of what they should be or who they should be fellowshipping with, or who they should be finding themselves in the midst of. Okay. Right now, there are so many people desiring to have someone they can fellowship with and really serve and worship the Most High Yah. And when we tell you the truth of the whole matter, you should be feeling that way. You know why? If we are the body of Hamashiach, which is Christ, and He is the head, shouldn't we want to be connected to the body? Shouldn't we want to be in the midst of the body? Because the body is the true church. It is the saints. That's the body. See, a lot of us think the building where people gather, that's not the true church. It is the body of Hamashiach, the church that is within individuals. They are the saints. And they belong to the body of Hamashiach, which is Christ. You see, so a lot of people, when they feeling, oh, I want to belong, I want to be fellowshipping, I want to be gathering together. Let me give you an example. I'm talking about, I'm really trying to set up to start van life. Now, as I look at many male, female, white, and black that has been doing this for the last 15, 10 years, seems that they are at a peace, you guys. Seem like they really enjoying this van life. And they are connecting with so many people and finding friendship and gathering together. And I sit back and I look at that. I say, that's sad, because these are not people that are together as the body of Hamashiach. These are not the church and the saints. And they be so, it seems like they have so much joy and so much peace being in the midst of one another. And it's just a sad thing that we that we that claim to be the body of Hamashiach, which is the church and the saints. We are the same. The church is the same as the saints, and the saints is the same as the church. But we are in this body in which the Most High Yah has created, and we have no fellowship one to another. You know, we don't have no connection. We think this, we let this devil platform be our connection, and that's real sad. That's real sad. So I'm hoping when I me myself, when I go into this van life, now this is what I'm desiring to do. I don't even have a van as of yet. I'm asking the Most High Yah to use His right hand to set me up, you know. And I know that if it is His will, He would allow me. Because what I want to do is I want to go to state to state. I want to be able to go into state to state. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to just travel in that way. Uh, 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 and I'm not really looking for the van life groups. I'm really not. I'm looking and wanting to just find my place in this DAY that the Father would want me to be in, if it be His will and His will only. So I'm still praying on Him, uh, allowing me, if it be His will, to start March out and going and taking a hold of van life, you know. And like I said, it's kind of sad because it's a lot of people that's out here and has chosen to go van life. And when you start to see so many of them out here who's doing it, it'll blow your mind. And when you see them start gathering, or you see how they stop at this place, stop at this place, and there they are. They're all everywhere. And you wonder, how could they gather together and they speak of so much peace and so much happiness and so much joy. And here we are saying that we are the body of Hamashiach. We're in the body. We the church, and we the saints. And we're at a standstill to where there's no fellowship. There's no unity. There's no togetherness. We just here. And that, to me, it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, and it doesn't sound right. But we think that it is right. So I want to, my topic is, hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. The topic is, how would you know them? That's going back to what I'm saying. Sister Deborah get on YouTube and she see people way older than I am and way younger than I am. I mean, young enough to be my grandkids. I mean, even down to 18 years old, taking on this van life. And it is confusing when you see these things happening and everybody, I haven't heard, let me tell y'all something. Even when they're having a bad day or they going through something bad, they always do a video and they'll tell you, but it's really nothing really bad. It's just that they might have a cold day and they didn't have their heater, or they might have a hot day and they didn't have a fan. You see what I'm saying? But these people are out there really taking advantage of just being in a state of mind of peace. So the topic is, how would you know them? Meaning the body of Hamashiach. How do we know each other? Really, we see a lot of us on YouTube and we just go place to place and here and there, and we just hunting and hoping to hear something and seeking. And you really don't understand, we on the devil platform doing that. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of sad that many will not have the tools to know who is who, because they really don't get it. They don't understand that if you fall into the body of Hamashiach, which is Christ, and the body is the church and the saints. Saints is the church and the church is the saints. They the same thing. But what happens is, somewhere along the line, you should be able to step right into that body. I mean, if you got the Ruach in you, which is the spirit of the Creator resting in you, and He's greater in you, where is it where you really don't understand, who's who and what's what? So many voices in the land. One is saying go left, one is saying go right, one is saying let's go up, one is saying let's go down. You're just all over the place, and you really don't know how to identify those that are in the body of Hamashiach. And this is what this topic is going to be about. And we want to start from Matthew's chapter 7. Because it's something in Matthew's chapter 7 that's just really got to me today. And we're going to start with verse 15. Matthew's chapter 7 and verse 15. But I say unto you all, it is such in the last 2 days, I woke up as if this is it. This is the last day. That's what I'm just saying. I'm feeling that thing. And you know how I gave y'all that vision that I had when I was in the bed and I just woke up and I turned to the left, and instant it was spoken to my spirit. It's like a lit match thrown into the forest and the whole forest is on fire. That's how I feel. I feel that. And it's almost like, okay, Father, I know when you give me dreams and revelations and you give me visions, I know I got to feel that thing first. You see, I got to feel that. But I'm telling him like, okay, I can feel it. I can feel it, Father. I can feel it. And it is heavy, you guys. It is so heavy, because it's almost like letting you see you in a dark room, and you see and it's allowing you to see in it. And it's so much that you see in this dark room, but it's not meant for you to change it. It's not meant for you to correct it. It's not meant for you to say something to it as far as saying something to make it change. You just there being the light in the midst of darkness. And it's like, that's not a good feeling, you guys. It's not a good feeling. And this is what the Father is saying about this DAY. It's a time of darkness. And it's nothing you will be able to do about it, Deborah. It's called endurance. I get, and I'm like saying, oh yeah, I know you did. You gave me endurance in the spirit. Hey, but I need some help in the flesh. That's how I feel. I know you gave it to me in the spirit, but I need a little bit of help over here in the flesh. So what I did this morning when it was so heavy, you all, one thing I like to do is clean. Ever since I was a little girl, love to clean. I do the type of cleaning where I like something so bad to be so dirty. I like to go in it and put my signature in it. You see? So if you walk in to the place that I stay, true and out, you probably say, Sister Deborah, sit down. Sister Deborah, you need to stop. This place ain't dirty. But with me, I want things just a certain way. And I woke up this morning and I took up to 2:00. I just cleaned. I took sheets and bedding off. And really, in the spare room, nobody slept. So what? I wanted to wash. You see what I'm saying? Sister Deborah just really did it up. I did dusting. I did all kind of things. I even went into the garage. I'm telling y'all, I just, that feeling. And did you all know it eased that feeling? I was just working and listening to this gospel music, and I was working, and that feeling just started. It was just ceasing. And I said, oh, that feels really good. It made me have a beautiful day. It really did. But when I woke up, it was like every care of the world was on my shoulder. For what reason, I don't know. But it was that what I was given. He allowed me to behold things and see things in advance, see on down the line, see what they doing. And one thing it was yesterday is I went into a real deep study in bioengineer. Okay. And when I went into it, I also saw so much good information. And in me, I'm trying to understand, wait a minute, Father, yeah, they telling the truth. They making it plain. Father, it's clearly seen. And in me, I couldn't understand, what's wrong with people here? This world is gone. Yes, Deborah, I told you it was over. It's finished. Everything is plainly seen. They are not doing nothing behind our backs. Everything is right in front of us, y'all. Right in front. And somebody like me to see that, I was sending that text everywhere. I was snapshot sending it to everybody I know. Bioengineer. And then have the audacity to break it down as chemicals. Some of it's grown with cells, by cells. And it's chemicals that destroy organs. Well, why are you putting it in the food? Someone told me, but guess what? You didn't pick everything you didn't pick. You see it's in there. Just imagine when it's in everything. And I'm like saying, but in my mind, you guys, I'm trying to piece together why ain't nobody in this world saying anything. This here, let me give you. Stuff like that is just too powerful for me. It's just too powerful because I'm like, so you mean to tell me it's finished to the point where ain't nobody going to be concerned about it? Come on now, Father. Yeah, come on now, Deborah. This need be. Like this. I don't know if y'all can see this. This is a place that many people purchase items, especially a lot of us. Let me see if you can see it. Stay away from this, y'all. Stay away from this. Stay away from this. Stay away from that. These are the same people who had connection, just some connection to the last bio that happened in 2021 and 2020 and 21. So know that it's the same China. Why they got a pair of shoes or hiking boots for $2. Come on, people. Don't y'all know what's going on? And I'm like saying, well, Father, why is it the people? He said, Deborah, what do you think about me being the creator of all things? I done poured out mercy and grace 24/24 on the just as well as the unjust. And they ain't turned their face to the right side. 6,000-7,000 years. So do you really think that people are going to be concerned about this company here selling items for pennies, not knowing that there is things being put on the things that they are purchasing? I'm like saying, but so it just ain't. Let me tell y'all the truth of the matter. It's exactly like the Most High y'all see it to me. It's finished, Deborah. It is so finished, y'all. To where he ain't finna send nobody else to tell you, oh, this. For what? 6,000-7,000 years he been trying to tell you what he telling you today. Why should he send another? That's what he's letting me know. Why should I send another? Look at you. They don't even hear you. But I'm going to send another to tell them what? That is plainly seen. Another one don't need to come because everything is plainly seen. It's over. It's finished. So I'm like, but Father, they don't know TikTok is owned by this, and the whole purpose of it was to really destroy. A lot of things people just so addicted to where they don't even have nothing in them. I went into the store to anything in them to say, wait a minute, hold, no, this ain't right. So I'm like saying, so you know that they putting all this in there, you know, all things. But Father, they tearing up the inside. They taking the lives of the people from the inside, Father, y'all. Bioengineer. Look at everything you buy. From your favorite, everything. They already placed it in there. And my ex-husband, he said, now, the sad thing is about it, look at everything you got. It has it in it. I put everything back. But he said, this is what he said that even brought us fear. Wait till you see it in all things. He said, they're going to do that. And I said, I know it. But the people ain't even seeing what they eat. And then when you read what it is, it'll blow your mind. No, it won't blow your mind. Because the Father said, you can stand on the mountain of the world, Deborah. It's going to make them go out and get more of it. I was fixing me something to eat, some toast with my eggs. And I'm going to show you how I opened the bread. Bunny bread. Looked at the bread and I said, wait a minute. And this was like 3 days ago. I looked at that. Wait a minute, this don't look like white bread. This don't look like the same one. Bunny bread is normally fresh and it's white. Look at it now, y'all. It's more of an off-white. They put it in, and bunny bread is one of the, it's like a colonia. I think it's that Wonder Bread. Okay. These are the brand white bread. Now listen to this. But they putting that stuff in it. And I'm like, I threw the whole loaf, even the 2 pieces I took out to put toast, make toast. I look at my raisin bread, same thing. They put it in everything. And I said, what I'm going to eat? Then it went right back to me. You remember all that stuff you were storing? This is the blessing in what you stored away. Because when it's all said and done, this is what you're going to have to refer to. And you're going to have to eat a little each meal and not eat in the sense of glutton. So I just want to say to you all, I got on a total different topic, but I want to ride straight into this topic of how do you know them? How do you know them? Anybody in the live chat can chime in a way, speak, and let else. Anybody in the live chat can answer and respond to those also in the live chat. Now, I go to Matthew's chapter 7 and verse 15, but the Father lets you know who's on his side. These are the characteristics of those that are on his side. Okay? And I want those that are in the live chat to help me out in what Matthew's chapter 7 and verse 15, starting with 15. But the power punch is going to work you all in verse 22. Verse 22, it's going to open your eyes to something. It's going to open your eyes to something. So in Matthew's chapter 7, verse 15, let us rumble. Verse 15, it says, be aware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing. What is sheep clothing? What is it Yeshua is saying? When he said, be aware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep clothing. What is sheep clothing? Anybody in the live chat? What do you think he mean by sheep clothing? So he's telling you there are those that are false prophets, but they're going to be aware of them because they coming in sheep's clothing. Let's see. Appearing innocent. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that one. Oh, yeah. Oh. You know that's the truth of the whole matter. But guess what? Sheep clothing is what they are appearing to be, like you say. Innocent, fit right in. Fit right in. Okay? Anybody else? What is he saying about these sheep clothing? Anybody else? There goes someone else says innocent. But we got to put some power in that. Come on now, y'all. Sheep's clothing. There are coming false prophets which come in sheep clothing. We're talking about how will you know them? Okay. They look like you. No, I don't think that's it. The clothing is white. No, that's not it. Harmless. when he say they're coming to you in sheep clothing. Come on, prophet, pull it on up. What is it that these false prophets which come to you? He's telling the disciples they're going to come to you, and they coming in sheep's clothing. That could be more than just one thing, but it's really leaning toward something. I'm going to tell y'all something. As I was going over this, it was so powerful when it got to verse 22. Okay. Okay, that's a good one, prophetess. That's good. That's good. That's real good. Okay, let me ask you something. But when they come to you, they come in to you in sheep clothing. What do that look like? Maybe I know I might be not saying it like I'm wanting to respond. What do that look like, Father, y'all? Sheep clothing. Because it's almost like it's identifying something. Trustworthy, seems trustworthy. I got to get my other glasses. Excuse me, because these glasses got to go. And I just got them. I don't like Okay, if you think of somebody like me, I'm like this. I'm an easygoing person. I believe in giving people the benefit of the doubt. I trust people. You know what I'm saying? And you know how you talk about don't judge person by their appearance. I'm just that. That's why those that are coming with the ruach, we're not to look at a person out of man and assume that we know who they are or judge them. But guess what? By him being so great in us, he's given us a key to say, try that person's spirit by the spirit. You see what I'm saying? Don't bother the outer man, Deborah. Don't bother the outer man. Pull up with that spirit. Try them by the spirit by spirit. Bam. Now this is what this is kind of saying. Angel of light, warm, fuzzy, and go. That's true. That's true. They are of the serpent seed. And they portraying that role like they are, the spiritual seed, the woman seed, but yet they are. And this is what Yeshua said. Now watch this here. Yeshua pulled up to his 12 disciples. He's talking to them. He's pulled up and he said, be aware of the false prophets, which come to you. They come into the disciples in sheep's clothing. You see, it could be many things. Do you know how we as individuals who think that, okay, we so awakened, we got this thing, we this, we did, and we feel that it has to show on the outside? We have to look a certain way. We have to act a certain way. We got to appear. Our appearance has to meet the criteria. You see, on the outer man. And this is what he's saying to the disciples. Now you got to understand. During this time, he's teaching them that they're going to come to you, 12 disciples, and they're going to come in sheep clothing. They're going to appear on the outside to even dress. Okay? And they first got to look it on the outside a way to be a sheep. Because then Yeshua pulled up and say, but hold up, bro. The inwardly, they are raven wolves. So even though their spirit is raven wolves, in the inner man, the spirit is a raven wolf. Wolves. So what is it he identifying? The outer man. The outer man. First and foremost, they're going to come appearing. Their appearance. Back in the days when I used to go to a Pentecostal church, people would use the dress code of the Pentecostal church to really, and honestly, a lot of people would call them holy roly, or what did they say? Holy roly was one of them, because they wore dresses, you see, and they wore no makeup, no earrings, and it was almost like a way that the world, somewhere, really, a way a person dressed on the outside tells the world a lot of things about your religion. It really does, y'all. So that's why I'm saying, he's almost saying the sheep clothing represent who they are on the outer man. And one of them is the way that they appear to be. So say, for instance, if Sister Deborah come up and I appear on the outside, say, for instance, I wrap my head and I put on my dress and I'm just walking around in sandals. I'm appearing as if I'm innocent and humble. And along with that, I begin to speak to match my dress code, okay? Or I begin to act a certain way on the outer man. But the truth be told, I'm evil in my spirit. You see what I'm saying? So here he's telling his disciples, be careful, because the false prophets, and when he's saying the false prophets here, he's speaking of men. He's speaking of men, which come to you in sheep's clothing. He's telling his disciples, when the prophets come to you, the false one, they're gonna be cautious, because their outer man would fool you. That's why he said, but the inwardly, they are raven wolves. Let you know they are wicked and evil. They're wolves. Where is that inwardly in their spirit, you guys? So the Father Yeshua is actually showing you two separate things. He's showing you two. He's showing you the flesh with sheep clothing, and he's showing you the spirit that is a raven wolf in the inside. So how do we know? How would we know, you guys? How would we know who they are? How would we know? Okay, now you said by their fruit. That's what the scripture says. But we got to go right and pull up in the fruit now. So when we pull up in the fruit, what's going to give us the ability to know the fruit? You see what I'm saying? This thing is this deep, y'all. It's deeper than deep. Because somebody like me, this girl ain't got no sense. I'm not race stricken. I'm not the type of person to go out and only deal with my nationality. I don't care who nobody is. I don't care about your color, male or female. I don't care. You see? Because I don't have no sense to care about the outer man. You see? I'm more geared to come after you from the inner. So I don't have no sense on the outer. So this helps me to understand even everything that I'm going through in life itself, trying to measure who's who and what's what. And like one says, by their fruit. Now, when you get into that realm of the fruit, you will find out something you didn't know. We're gonna find that out tonight. Really, what the fruit is. Because we really sling a lot of things. We got to bag them things in twos. No matter what you do, bag that thing up in twos. Always. Because we're going to have to be able to identify the fruit. And when you get the fruit, how is your spirit going to know that person's fruit in the spirit? So how do you, as one, be able to identify their fruit? So let us go. So here in Matthew's chapter 7 and verse 15, he's telling them, be aware of the false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are raven wolves. What did the Father give us? What did the Father give us? That we don't have to look at someone that's in sheep clothing and assume that they are a sheep when they are a wolf. He pulled that bad boy up with the gifts he given you. And one of them is when he abide in you, he wants you to use the spirit by the spirit. And if he give you the spirit of discerning, you use that bad boy. You see? So I'm trying to say to you, it's gift that the Father has given us in the spirit to be able to identify who's who. Because if we look at the outer man or woman, they're like a sheep. They have sheep clothing. You can't look at somebody's outer man and assume they say they got the ruach. Even in their words, you guys, even in their actions, that's not how. We're gonna have to bag them up with the fruit. And then when you bag them up with the fruit, make sure you got the tools to try them by that fruit that they should have. Because if you got the gift and you are of the spirit, you're going to have to be able to try their spirit by the spirit that you have within you. And if it's different, then you will know. But you have to know how to swing that, because it's got to come the spiritual route and not the natural. Trying the spirit by the spirit, it can't come natural, y'all. You got to route it in the spirit. Why would you think he say, I used to get in trouble all the time, chastised by the Father? What do you come to ask me that? What are you doing with what I gave you? Devil, try the spirit by the spirit. And I gave you the gift of discerning. Use it. Instead, it was easier for me to run back to the throne. Oh, Father, well, who's that person you sent me? Why are they like this? Who was that? I don't know who they were. You didn't warn me. Y'all, I stayed on the Father over and over and over and over. And he got on me so many times. Why you keep running to me? Try that spirit by the spirit. What he meaning is, you got the gift to try them because I'm greater in you. Try that thing. Why? Because that can be the enemy. A spirit of wickedness, evil, raven wolves. So if you know who you are in the Father and who he is in you, try that bad boy. Try. Easily done, y'all. It really is. Because Sister Deborah can say a few words in the midst of somebody and been and know their whole life. And I need to say to you all this here. With that gift of discerning, it helps out a great deal too. Because say, for instance, I'm at my front door. Somebody coming down the street. Let's say they 1/4 mile from my front door, but I can see them on down. I can discern them, baby. I can discern them. So what I'm saying is, I'm making it sound like it's that simple and that easy. And I think I need to back that thing down some, because I think what the Father wants you all to know is when we pull up in 22, then you'll understand what's going on. Because right now you might be kind of like, what's she talking about? Whatever. But let's go and pull up. Let's go and pull up so we can pull up in 22 and hear the power that's going to step in this conversation. Okay. So in verse 16, it says, ye shall know them. What you mean I should know them? Father God, what you talking about? What is it I should know? What is it? No. Watch this here. Verse 16, we in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 16. Ye shall know them by the fruits. Fruits. Not just the fruit, but fruits. But you got to understand where that fruit is set up in. Okay, watch this here. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs or of thistles? Verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. Every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. But a corruptible tree bringeth forth evil fruit. That's powerful. Because see, what Sister Deborah tell you, you got to pull up with two, baby. See, everybody want to pull up with one. You can say you'll know them by the fruit, but which fruit? Are they gonna pull up with the good tree that brings forth good fruit, or are they gonna pull up as the tree that has evil fruit on it? See, you're gonna have to be able to know the difference. That's what this message is about. How do we know? And I'm going to show you how it's going to even pull up in heaven. Wait a minute, hold on. What you mean, Deborah? We're finna see how hard it would be, because we don't shut up long enough to hear the Ruach. I can say that. And when we shut up long enough and hear the Ruach teach us and preach to us and minister to us, he'll tell us everything, every step we're about to make. He'll tell you who's who and what's what, and tell you how to use the gifts, how to try the Spirit by the Spirit, how to know the fruit or the fruits. But when we don't have that type of relationship with him, it's because we don't give him that benefit of a doubt that he's all that and some within us. We messed up from the floor and have been for quite a long time. So here we are in Matthew chapter 7 and verse, let's go back to verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupted tree bringeth forth. Anybody know what evil fruit is? Okay. Verse 18. A good tree cannot. When I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. You sure? Wait a minute. Hold on. What you talking about? Cannot? What did he say? Verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Not yours. You see what I'm saying? Not y'all. Verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Neither can a corrupted tree bring forth good fruit. Now, the good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, and the corrupted tree cannot bring forth good fruit. Why? Tell them, Deborah, it's already written. Satan got his, my spirit over here. Mine is my spirit over here. You see? This showing you again what Genesis chapter 3 and 15 was saying. Twos. Evil's fruit, good fruit. It's telling you it's been divided, child. To the point where Yeshua can step into the disciples and say to them, a good tree cannot. It can't even bring evil fruit. Wait a minute, hold up. What you mean it can't bring evil fruit? Because no, it's a good tree. came from heaven. You see, it's chosen by Yah. So whether it can't bring evil fruit or not, who cares? A good tree cannot bring evil fruit. See, we ain't listen to the power, y'all, but you finna hear it. See, that's why I say we hear, but we hear not. And this is the reason why we wouldn't be able to know them. Now, watch this here. Now it says, and neither can a corrupted tree bring forth good fruit. An evil tree ain't gonna bring no good fruit forth. So you see, you can't look for people who walking through the broad gate to bring anything that's worth worshiping your creator. So you can hang it up. That's why that gate is narrow and it's going to remain that way. Once they go into this broad gate, just like all these platforms, y'all don't even understand what these platforms are. You really don't know. It's just like that bioengineer. I know they're going to cut this one off too. So what? They feeding you all kind of trash. Now watch this here. Verse 19. Every tree that brings forth good fruit is hemmed down. No, that's not what it says. Matthew chapter 7, verse 19. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hemmed down. What he telling you? He telling you already. Those who ain't bringing forth good fruit, they already written in the book of lake of hell. Yeah, you sure you're telling them? Watch this here, verse 19, Matthew chapter 7, verse 19. Every tree that wait a minute. Let me make sure I let y'all know that every tree that bring not forth good fruit is hemmed down and cast into the fire. They already written, y'all. They already written for the Lamb Book of Life. So how would you know the fruit of individuals? How would you know who's who and what's what? How did you know who's in the body of Hamashiach? That's how messed up it is. A lot of people want to unite and come together. That's in the body of Hamashiach, but they don't know where to go. They don't know who. So many voices in the land. They don't know which way is which. Now watch this here, verse 20. Wherefore, by their fruit ye shall know them. What I like about this, he said, wherefore, by their fruit ye shall know them. He's telling the disciples, by their fruits you shall know them, disciples. Now watch this here, verse 21. Not everyone said unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. Who is this he's talking about? Just like these up here in verse 15, who have on sheep clothing, trying to pretend and say and do and dress outside to appear that they sheep on. He's saying here in verse 21, not everyone that said unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. So everybody that walking up on these devil platforms and teaching and preaching, I mean all of them, why is everybody saying these people are people of Yah? Oh, they saved. It's a man of God. Come on. Oh, he's a pastor. He's a bishop. He's a prophet. She's a prophetess. Oh, this is a Maureen, a seer, a watchman. And we detach to them sheep clothing. And they are raving wolves in the inside. They're evil. But we want to labor them on the outside. That's why I said I ain't got time to wrap my head for what? This is my flesh. This sucker ain't going into the kingdom of heaven. I better get this inner man right and not put so much emphasis on this ugly man on the outside. You get what I'm saying? Y'all ain't, he's so in me and greater in me, he ain't got even time to even think what I look like on the outside because he could care less. So in verse 21, it says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of the Father which is in heaven. It's in heaven, y'all. God's will is in heaven. And when heaven sent you down here, you either the serpent seed or you're the spiritual seed. Heaven got it locked in and locked out. You can't change it. You see? Heaven's got it all locked in and locked out. So that's why I sit and tell y'all, these people can clown all day and night. They can open up circus after circus on these devil platforms. It don't matter. It's over. It's finished. Verse 21, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of the Father, which is in heaven. Wait a minute, Father, y'all. Wait a minute, it's in heaven. Your will in heaven. That's what I'm talking about, Deborah. As it is in the heaven, so shall I suffer it to be on the earth. See, they missed it. They think the earth rule me. That's the mindset. Now, here go the testing come, y'all. Here it go. Now we finna go into an area that's going to really go over your head. Now he's speaking in Matthew's chapter 7, verse 22. Something is happening. And I'm going to throw this out to you all that's in the live chat and see who's able to just catch this. Okay? And it says, many will say to me in that day. What is that day? The day of judgment. Okay? Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? I'm going to read it again. Matthew chapter 7, verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, the day of judgment, Lord, Lord, have we, look at there, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? Now, when I see this, I have to go back up to where chapter 7 of Matthew and verse 15, it's connected, where it says, because he says, be aware of false prophets, verse 15, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inward they are raven wolves. Now, what is taking place in verse 22? It's a lot taking place in verse 22. What is taking the place? This is a whole bunch of things that's taking place in verse 22. Verse 22. I notice it says we, first and foremost. We is actually Yeshua giving us an example that there's going to be many. They're going to pull up before the throne. They're going to pull up. And what is it that they're going to pull up trying to convince the kingdom? What is they going to, why are they pulling up before the throne trying to convince the kingdom? What are they saying? Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out demons, and in thy name done many wonderful works? You all, that's very powerful. Very powerful. And stuff like this here leads me to understand that it's deeper than what the mind can even imagine. Let me see. I see you said, but did you? Is that coming from the 22? Yeshua is setting an example that many are going to come to the kingdom of judgment that day. And they're going to prophesy, they're going to say, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name has cast out demons, devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works. You know what? When I brought this before the Most High Yah, I was a teenager, you guys, and I almost nailed it. I almost nailed it because I was like, wait a minute, who they think they are? Who they think they are coming to the throne? Who you think? What? No, no. I mean, that's how silly I am when it comes down to me studying. And after the Ruach then taught me. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They're pulling up at the throne, y'all. That day of judgment. Their works, okay, but how and why did they do so? I don't know. That's what I said. Okay, I do know, y'all. I'm going to tell you the truth. I do know. Let me not say that. I'm going to sum that up almost at the end. So that's very good. But how and why did they do such? That's a really good one. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because you asked the question I asked the Most High Yah. Because I said, if it was me, Father, no, they didn't. They ain't pulling up. No, they ain't pulling up like that. And I'm going to tell you something. This verse really can test your spirit. It really can. It can test your spirit. This verse right here. So highlight it. If you got a highlighter, highlight it. It can test your spirit. Too much power in that, child. And when Sister Deborah get ready to break each verse down, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. I had a problem with that. I even told the Father. I went before the throne. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Who they think they are? They're going to pull up with this type of boldness. You know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. If y'all would just let him be all that he is, whether you let him be or not, he going to be all that and some. Okay? So if you want to find out where you stand in him and with him and for him, I suggest you seek him first and foremost. Not these platforms, not Sister Deborah, but seek. Because I'm going to tell you something. The Ruach of the Creator, he will break any and everything down to you to where you won't have nothing to turn to the left or the right, asking, wondering. I love him. That's why I tell people this book is not the word, baby. Until you have received the Ruach of the Creator, the true word, then you will understand. Wait a minute, Sister Deborah, this book ain't the word. And I notice nobody would ever say that. Because they ain't reached the level of understanding that this book is not the word. Because if this book was the word, why would he have to send Yeshua? He could have sent Yeshua to die for all man's sin. Bam! No. He sent something down with Yeshua. And it wasn't the books of the prophets. It wasn't the word of the forefathers. It was the word of who he was that came down with Yeshua. So that's another statement to let you know this book is not the word. Okay? Yep. Oh, yeah. So, again, I was speaking about Matthew's chapter 22 and how much power is in it. And please, you all, if you got a highlighter, highlight that bad boy. Because this verse right, this little verse here, let me tell you something. If you come up on any situation This here will get you out of a lot of things right here. I came up buckling up on the Father on this one, y'all. I wasn't no more than 18 and 19, but I pulled on up. All the way up to the throne. Wait a minute, something wrong with this. Who they think they are? How they gonna pull up on you? Telling you. Do they know who you are? I was cutting up. Because when something hit me like that, and the way I see him, you don't pull up saying nothing. But yay, yeah. That's it. You ain't got nothing to say. You don't even need to look him in his eyes. Just hang your head. Yay, yeah, yay. Whatever he say, just say yes. Because you ain't got nothing to say. I had an issue with this, you guys. But the only way I came out when I went into here, I had an issue. Only way I came out is with the Ruach understanding. I couldn't have, no pastor on the face of this earth can break this verse down. Only one can do that is the Ruach itself. That's why I say this is not the word, y'all. Show you exactly. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord. We just reading it like it says. Have we? When you see the word we, it's identifying many. See at the first verse, it starts off the sentence with many. When many is identifying we is identifying many. Now watch what it says. Have we not? Who you think you are? In a sense, didn't we do? Didn't we do? Didn't we prophesy in your name? In your name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? Didn't we do? Didn't we do? Many of us done. That's what they said. Now, who gonna do that? Why is Yeshua telling this to the disciples? Because he's talking to Sister Deborah. He said, the reason why these are saying this is for somebody like Sister Deborah, who have 100% accepted spirit and truth with the light in the right hand. That means I'm strictly about the Ruach of the Creator and his teaching. This bothered me, y'all. I'm going to break it down to y'all. First and foremost, I didn't like the idea of many and we and many. Then I began to see the word prophesied. It brought me right back up to verse 15. Be aware of the false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inward they are raven wolf. Now they're getting ready to be tested by the fire. Yeah, that's what it's about to happen. Verse 22. And it says, many will say. So Yeshua is telling this to the disciples, what actually going to take place. And this is why I say I really feel bad. I feel bad as a prophetess. I feel bad as one that has the Ruach. I feel bad as one that has the spirit and coming down here in the spirit. I feel bad that I'm living in really what Yeshua was experiencing during his time. Here it is. Not a church on the face of the earth can break verse 22 down the way the Ruach, which is the Creator. Now, here is showing you something. And the issue I had to go to the throne, and I was telling the Father, something wrong with this. And when I do that, that bothers me. Because here with me, the person that I am, and I've been called to, and I am a student of the Ruach of the Most High Yah. And it's saying, have we not prophesied? Now we know that many things have been smeared, but I'm going to show you the spiritual, what you call spirit and truth in this, with the light in the right hand. Yeshua is saying to me, they say he's talking to me, Deborah, it's going to be many people that's going to come back to the throne like they somebody, like they big and bad. Just as they left it, so shall they return. Woo! Y'all missed that. That went over your head. As they left this kingdom, so shall they return. See, you all thought wicked and evil and sin started on the earth. No, baby. It was in the kingdom first. So the reason why, this is Sister Deborah, 18 and 19, I said, why are you allowing this? Why are you allowing them to come to your kingdom like this? Barking like this? He said, Deborah, this is where it started. He said, sin started here. How about that? How about that? And guess what, Deborah? It's coming back. It's coming back where I'm going to toss it into the lake of fire. So if sin, see, we think wicked and evil started on the earth. No, baby. It's Satan didn't get kicked off the earth. He got kicked out of the what? With a third. Come on now. So the Father had to break down to me the reason why he allowed them to come and portray that they all that and they done this, they done this, they done this. It's because that's where they come from. So they just going back to where they come from. Because I'm like saying, ain't no way in the world I let them come to my throne talking like that. But he said they got to, Deborah. They left here like that. See, a lot of y'all thinking these people the way that they are because they down here and all fallen angels and giants and aliens and all this trash use a lie from the pit of hell. Heaven had them locked in and locked out before they even got down here. So what are y'all talking about? 99.1 billion wouldn't understand verse 22 without the Ruach. You won't understand. You wouldn't understand that wicked and evil as we see it and understand it and seeing down here, guess what, baby? Just imagine what it looked like in the kingdom. So these are the nutballs that came down, coming right back to the throne, trying to escape what? The lake of fire. Why would you say that, Deborah? Because the Ruach of the Creator taught me at 18 and 19 that they came trying to justify and clarify and identify before his face that when they end up down here, they did prophesy, they cast out devils, and God, and they done wonderful works. How are you going to stand before the throne and tell the throne what you done? You loony. You would have to be loony. Deborah, they are. That's how they got kicked out. They already know that they're going to come before the throne in the lake of hell when the books are open, or heaven, the Lamb Book of Life. So they come up here, the place they left, still barking. Lying. That's what it's called. Who's the father of lies? The same one got kicked out. Am I right? Am I right? It never dawned on you. Now watch this here. Matthew chapter 7 and 22. It never dawned on you that them lies was now standing before the throne again. That's what they were. We prophesied in your name. What else did they do? Cast out devils in your name. And done many a wonderful works in your name when we was down on the earth. As if the same one kicked your tail down there is the same one you standing in front of. But see the respect they had for him? Like he didn't supposed to know nothing. We're going to stand here and tell you what we done. What I like about it is when Yeshua, it's being said, many. That's like the broad gate. Many shall go what? Through the broad gate. You see? When it says we, it connects to many, to me, to let me know many of them going to come up there to the kingdom. Lying. Who's the father of lies? Satan. Those are his children standing before the throne. Those are his children. And me, myself, I was so upset as a teenager trying to say, Father, I would have tossed, I wouldn't even let them talk. That's what I said to the Father. I wouldn't even let them speak. I wouldn't let them say nothing. you dare? He said, but Deborah, they came from here. I prepared the lake of fire for them when they return. See, y'all don't understand. Everybody's going to return. You're going to come before that throne, baby. You're going to either be in the books written with what? Your works, or you're going to be in the Lamb book of life written. One or the other. But when you come to before the Most High God, don't come talking about what you done. He know what you done. He already got it what? Written in the books. So what? This shows you the dumbness of Satan's seed and himself. So he was wanting me to understand, because in my mind, I'm like seeing the creator as somebody, woo, why would you let them come back? Why would you let them stand before you? He said, Deborah, that's how they got kicked out in front of me. See, that's how they got kicked out. And all they said, this is what the Father said to me, Deborah, all they saying is, you kicked us out and we were Satan's seed. But when we were down there, we prophesied. Guess what they said? Y'all, and this is a sad thing. Father, forgive me. Father, I'm sorry, but I'm going to nail it in the wall. We prophesied in your name. And in your name, we cast out devils. And in your name, we done many of wonderful works. I had a problem. Y'all, I had a big problem with that. And I ain't going to keep saying that. And guess what he said to me? He said, Deborah, he said, look at what they said. First and foremost, they before the throne doing what? What their father does, lie. They trying to convince me when I kicked them out as the serpent seed to follow the liar, the father lies. They're trying to convince me, Deborah, at the throne, that they did things in my name, and in my name, and in my name. And this is where you all got a problem. This is where you all got a problem. How would you know them? By the fruit. But what is the number one thing? Nobody in the live chat can tell me what will be the number one thing that you will know them from. Sad. Because the truth of the whole matter, I'm going to get down to it. Now, the Father went on and telling me that they were getting an opportunity to stand. And Yeshua is breaking it down just like the Ruach taught me at 18 and 19. And he's telling you this is going to be many of them going to say they did this and they did that. That's what they're doing on earth today. That's what they are doing on earth today. They're the seed of the serpent. Walking around in sheep clothing on the four corners. And they are raving wolves. What are they doing though, Deborah? What are they doing on earth? Tell the people, Deborah, what are they doing on earth? Same thing, they're going to be coming to the kingdom and stand before the throne of the Most High God and think that they're going to convince him because they convinced you. How did they convince me? What was the sheep clothing? Their outer appearance. They're going to be using the name, prophesying. They're going to be casting out devils, as they say. And they're going to be doing what? Many wonderful works. But they're raving wolves. So now I can step into many of you all out there to try to buckle up and out on false prophets. One thing y'all missed about false prophets that you're too ignorant to know about. False prophets is going to have sheep clothing on, appearing, their appearance first of all. And the main thing they're going to be doing is trying to swing power. The main thing the false prophets come to do is to swing power. They come in to swing power. They have no power, but that's how they deceive the mass. So when people walk up to you, oh, this person is a false prophet. This person is a false prophet. When you see them, that's what they're going to be out here doing. Miracles and signs and wonder. Prophesying in the name. Call themselves casting out devils. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? He sat and laid it all out to you all up in this biblical book, that many false prophets shall rise. False prophets can't be Sister Deborah. She's not out there doing miracles and signs and wonders. She's not casting out devils. You see what I'm saying? She's not doing, wonderful works. She's a servant of the Most High Yah, a vessel to speak on Yah's behalf. That's why y'all don't understand the false prophet versus the real prophet. Find one prophet or prophetess that came down here on the earth using the Father's name, laying hands. You see? You're not the prophets. Others that was gifted. We as prophets are speakers on the behalf of the Father. This is how you know the false prophets. They're going to appear on the outside. And they're going to be swinging the same thing they at the throne swinging. I prophesied. I cast out devils. I did all kind of wonderful works. If they can stand before the mighty throne of the Most High Yah at that day, don't you think what they're doing on the earth? They're doing the same thing at the throne as they were doing on earth. Why did they fear? I asked the Father, I said, what makes them think they can come to you and pull that crap? He said, because they've been doing it all their lives on the earth. You mean to tell me, Father, the serpent seed has assigned many false prophets and prophetess, and they've been using their outer appearance, their prophecies, they're casting out devils. And what does it say here in 22? Wonderful works. You go to Matthew's. He said, be careful. Many prophets is going to enter in. And they're going to be doing what? Many wonders and works. So see how people can talk about prophet. Oh, that person's a false prophet. That person's a prophet. Sit y'all loud, ugly horse mouths down. You don't know what a prophet is. Not now of Yah. You didn't see Miriam. You didn't see Deborah. None of them doing that. So he gave you a look of how you can be able to what? Know them. If they over here doing all kind of miracles and signs and wonders, casting out devils, prophesying, along with all the works, they are the false prophets on the face of the earth. Because you're not going to get a prophetess in the Bible who's running around here doing wonderful works and signs and wonders and casting out devils. And you're really not going to get out of, I say 80% of the prophets in the Bible. They didn't do that. They were so busy giving the people the word and going, getting locked up and getting beaten, stabbed and whooped. They didn't have time to do miracles and signs and wonders. I'm speaking of the prophet. How do you know? Follow. He said, Deborah is clearly seen. They don't want to see it. Because I'm telling them, like, been telling them for thousands of years, but they don't want to see that. So what is happening in verse 22? Yeshua is telling the disciples that in that day of judgment, many are going to be coming before the throne of Yah. And I said to the Father, why are you going to let them do that? He said, Deborah, they came from here with the lies. Now they just back to tell the lies, thinking it's going to get them out of that lake of fire, and it's not. But Father, you're so just. Father, you are so just. You already know they're going to the lake of fire, but you standing here listening to them? He said, Deborah. Everybody gonna stand before the throne. And what they are doing here, Yeshua is giving us an example how the judgment is going to be in that day. The same one down here deceiving us. Yeshua trying to explain to us down here. They're going to be deceiving you all. But guess what? They're coming back to the throne to try to deceive the Father. Why? Because they came from heaven. See, a lot of y'all don't understand that. They came from him. And now they got kicked out. Now they are back for now the final judgment, the lake of hell. And they try to lie. Why? Because their father is the father of lies. So they trying to lie. Anybody in the live chat, what are they using to try to stay out of the lake of hell? Anybody? In verse 22, they doing something in there, y'all. And 99.9 on this earth have never understood the truth of the whole matter in spirit and truth. But here these demons, these devils get up to the kingdom and they know the right. But here we are on the earth, don't know nothing. Somebody please tell me, verse 22, who can answer what was going on around yonder? Who can answer that? Who can actually? Right, they clowns in heaven. Wouldn't it be clowning? Wouldn't you call that clowning if you gonna go to glory? Didn't you just got kicked out of glory with your lying father? Now you're gonna stand before the throne of the Most High God, and his son standing on the right hand side, knowing his blood ain't in you. And it's saying, Yeshua is telling them many going to do that. I need someone to come on, help me here. What scripture or verses are we on? Matthew 7, verse 22. Y'all, it's a power punch message in 22. Come on, y'all. Somebody got to get it before I go. Oh, somebody, please, somebody get it. Somebody get it. I was 18 and 19 when the Ruach opened my eyes up to it. I'm 63 now. Come on, somebody out there. Somebody. Okay, let's see. Right, he don't know them, but they're doing something deeper than that, baby. I'm sorry. It's real powerful. It's so, and it's sad. It's sad. And I'm going to be up all night trying to graft it. And I know the Ruach going to bring me comfort. I know the Ruach going to bring me comfort because I was acting a fool at 18 and 19. I was 18 or 19. I don't know why. Is it spinning? Okay, let me go on before. Okay. Let me go on and say this, you guys. I'm going to go give it. Like I said, I was 18 and 19 when the Ruachs explained it to me. Well, the problem again that I had when Yeshua was giving this to the disciples, they lucky. Yeshua lucky I wasn't there. He lucky I wasn't there. Because I would be a nervous wreck. And he would probably have to put me to sleep. That would be, that would be a miracle. He would have to knock me out. Because I will be there asking the question. And this is, I have an issue with this. I have an issue that they did this. I don't have it now. I'm just acting silly, y'all. Don't pay me no mind. I don't have the issue anymore because when I was 18 and 19, he broke it all down to me because I had an issue with who do they think they are? You going up to the kingdom, baby. You are before the throne, and you mean you won't sit there and tell the throne what you doing or what you did? Who are these people? Who are these people, Father? Father had to tell me, Deborah, calm down. These the same one that got kicked out. Except that they done so well in the world. They done so good on the earth. They thought when they get back to the kingdom that they was going to sideswipe the lake of hell. Get your tails over there where you need to be. Don't play that. And I'm glad he just said, I never knew you. Boom. Because this is what Yeshua is saying. I'm quite sure don't say nothing, but they're going to take these bad boys where they belong. Let me tell y'all the key to this, y'all. There is so much in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 22. First and foremost, those same ones, many. And it says, have we not? Listen to that, y'all. It's almost said, use a lie. Have not we? Did this, did. How can you stand before the throne saying that to the Creator? You see what I'm saying, y'all? You see how vicious the seed of Satan, the serpent seed is? Their spirits are going to go before the Father for judgment, and they up there telling him what all they did down on the earth, as if he don't know it, as if he don't have it written. When you took your tail down there, you were already written in the lake of hell books. So what are you talking about? You're going to come back and try to buff up on the Creator as if he don't know your beginning into your end, and you so ignorant he had your name in the lake of fire book and your works before the foundation of the world. So why you back up at his throne telling him what all you did? Now this is the power thing. This is the most powerful one. And the reason why I'm saying that, and I'm hurt because this is why Sister Deborah tell you people shouldn't grab positions at all. You shouldn't be no pastor. You shouldn't be no priest. You shouldn't be no evangelist. You shouldn't be no teacher. You shouldn't be no minister if you can't break this thing down. Why? Because the Ruach cannot be embodied in you if you do not have the things that you teach in the mass. Now, say for instance, people don't teach the mass. Look at Sister Deborah. I'm not teaching the mass. It's different. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I got spirit and truth. But these people got 2 and 3 churches with thousands of people. Look at Joel Osteen. He couldn't even break the first sentence down. You see what I'm saying? But look how they lead it, the whole mass. You see, wicked and evil. These the same serpent seed that was in flesh that came down here in in sheep clothing, pretending to be a sheep, and they were wolves. They were raven wolves in their inner man. That's why Yeshua was telling you, in their inner man, they are raving wolves. They just portray to y'all in the flesh that they are sheep. That's what I'm telling y'all when he says, try their spirit by the Spirit. Know them by their fruit. And it's not, and then it broke it down to you in that same chapter. The fruit of the tree of evil is not the same as the fruit of the tree of Yah. That's why people messed up from the floor up. They can't break into the tools. You got to break everything down in the tools. And it even said it. Let's go there in verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but the corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. See? He's explaining everything to you. So when you dive into 22, pull up. See if you get it. No, you still can't get it. Because you have to be at a place where you have humbled yourself, kept quiet in your spirit. When Sister Deborah says, shut your horse mouth, I'm speaking spirit, y'all. Because your flesh mouth gonna be loud as I don't know what anyway. But if you just humble your spirit and let him teach you, I'm a living witness, not a dead one, that he will teach you all things just like he said. Now, it's time to end this. And here we go. Verse 22. He's talking about something very powerful. And it bothers me. And now, Father, 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 how did they get it? And these people on this earth can't get it. What did they do that disappointed him? He was already disappointed because they were having the nerves to be like they liar and stand wrong again. Didn't you get kicked out for being like that? Here you are back again. See, y'all ain't gonna judge us. What we do on the earth, we're gonna be judged for. But what we do in the spirit, come judgment, all of the works and the judgment of the spirit, we're gonna stand before the throne. What these are Satan seeds standing before the Most High Yah, trying to get out of not going to the lake of hell. One problem I had, I said, Father, I got another issue. And this when I was 18. What made them think? And what made you even just instant put them in a lake of fire? He said, Deborah, let me tell you something. Listen to me, y'all. This is what the Father taught me when I was young. He said, see how they pulled up to the throne? These are serpent seeds. Okay? They know they're going to hell. Look what they pulled up with. He said, they pulled up saying that they prophesied. He said, Deborah, they pulled up and said that they were casting out devils. He said, Deborah, they pulled up and said they had done many wonderful works. He said, Deborah, I didn't have no problem with what they said. He said, I didn't have no problems. You said you prophesied. You said you cast out devils. You said that you did wonderful works. I didn't have no problem. I said, what you mean? What you mean, Father? Y'all, what you mean? He said, but Deborah, when they pulled up with the name, that done it. When they pulled up with the name, he said, I ain't had no problem with they lying words about prophesying. I ain't had no problem when they said they was casting out devils. I didn't have no problems with that when they said they was doing wonderful works. I ain't had no problem with all those lies. I had a problem when they said they used my name. Why? They said, I use your power to prophesy. I use your power to cast down devils. I use your power to do what? Wonderful works. Oh, now it's on. Take them away. Because I bothered me. I said, but what? Wait a minute. He said, well, Deborah, I ain't had no problem with them saying that they prophesied. I ain't had no problem with them saying they cast out devils. I don't have no problem with them saying they did wonderful works. But when they say they use my name. He said, Deborah, they say they use my name. When did I give them the right hand? Hallelujah. When did I give them Hosea? When did I give them the power? He said back in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, 27, they never knew that was my power. You can't use my name. That's my power. So you want to lie and say you prophesy? You say that. You want to lie and say that you cast out devils? Say that. You want to lie and say that you had many wonderful works? Say that. But when you pull up and said everything you did, you said you used my name. Wait a minute. Hold up. Get them out of here. You see? They was going to go anyway. Notice in the verse, y'all. Look at the verse. And we have not, we used your name to prophesy. Have not we used your name to cast out devils. Have not we done many of wonders in your name. That's deep, y'all. That's deep. You're going to pull up to judgment and tell the Father you used his right hand power to do the things you did on earth. Now, you see what I'm saying, y'all? That's thick. And the problem that I have today on this earth is how in the rat behind that Satan serpent seed come to the throne talking about the name of the Most High. And y'all standing y'all tails on earth don't know nothing about the name, nor the power that backs it up and bring it down. Everybody running around here don't know they left from their right, teaching without the power, not even knowing who the power is, or who the power was, or who the power going to be. Pull up in Revelation and watch that power throw up and throw out. This is what's missing in the world today. But yet the demon's going to take it back to the kingdom. Oh, Father, yeah, how could that be? See how I'm gone? It doesn't make sense to me. How could the devil pull up? How could they dare in many pull up to the throne of the Most High Yah and use his power to do the things that they said they done? Woo-wee! And then it back you right back to verse 15. Be aware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep clothing. You see that? Because the same thing they did down here to deceive you all by great numbers. They taking that same deception back to the throne where the Most High Yah is at and think they going to deceive the Most High Yah. Y'all see how powerful that is? Do you see what I'm saying? They're taking the same thing they deceive you all. That's what Yeshua is telling his disciples. Be careful of these false prophets. Because the false prophets are coming with power. It's not the power of Yah. But they coming and they're prophesying, they're casting out devils and wonderful works. Let me go here. Let me show you. I'm going to show you exactly. And another sad thing about it, as you see that in Matthew chapter 7, verse 22, 15 on down to 22, you know what? I'm going to show you where he wrapped that thing up more than once. That's why I say a lot of people, they really don't know. They don't know the word. They think they know it. They think they know it. They don't know nothing. Okay, watch this here. I'm gonna show you something right here. Okay, here we go. When you go and you pull up in Matthew chapter 24, in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 5, in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 5, in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 5, Yeshua want to tell his disciples, first and foremost, be careful. You want to know what the end gonna be like, but let me tell you something. Be careful. Why? He was telling them that be not deceived. Then he pulled up with verse 5. Listen to what he said. For many shall come in my name. Was not those before the throne said I was doing this in what? Thy name? Now watch this here. Watch this here. Saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. You've been deceived. Because Christ is the power of the Father's right hand that came down with Yeshua. So you notice it doesn't say many is going to come in my name, Yeshua. No, they ain't coming. That ain't the power. Yeshua is not the power. Like I try to tell y'all, this book is not the word. Yeshua is not the power, and this book is not the word. Okay, so here Yeshua telling them, don't be deceived. Why y'all want to know what's going to be the end? Y'all ain't going to be here. But I'm going to tell you right now, during the time you here, don't be deceived. Why? For many shall come. Was that not what Yeshua was saying to the disciples in the end days? Come judgment. Many. Here it is again. Do y'all see that in verse 4? Give me a thumbs up if you see that in verse 4. Matthew 24 and verse 5, If you see the word many shall come in my name. Did not Yeshua turn around and say the same thing in chapter 7 and verse 22? Many shall come. before the throne. So this is what Yeshua said, they gonna come to the earth. Okay? And then Yeshua came to the earth with. What did he say? Many shall come, verse 5, Matthew 24 and verse 5. Many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ. Why? Because what y'all didn't know, and it's sad, that's real sad, Father, y'all. That's real sad. Oh, that's sad. You all didn't know that Christ is the Son of Yah. He came down with the Son of Man to work the mission of the Father. In Christ was the Word and the power and the Spirit of Yah himself to help the Son of Man complete the mission of the blood sacrifice for the sin of the world. So here it is again. Matthew chapter 24. This is why you can't go around here hearing these people talking about this person is a false prophet, this person is a false prophet. Wait a minute, back that up. What about the fruits? What's going on with it? Are their fruits showing you that they doing what the ones that's going to show up at the throne, the ones that he's talking about here? The power, y'all. Christ is the power. That's why he didn't add Yeshua to it. Yeshua telling them, many gonna come in my name. Hey, oh, Yeshua, wait a minute, hold up, Yeshua. Your name is Yeshua. Well, why didn't you add that? Why didn't you say Yeshua HaMashiach? Why didn't you say that? Because Deborah ain't the power. They coming in the power, Deborah. They coming in the power. And they coming to deceive you, using their power, claiming they are the power. And then when you back it right back up, Matthew chapter 24 and 24. Here it is, 23. He pulls it out again. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 23. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here, the power, or there, the power, believe it not. Verse 24. For there shall rise false powers and false prophets, and shall show what? Great signs, wonders, inasmuch that if it were so, if it were possible, they shall deceive Sister Deborah. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, it's in here about a dozen times, explaining to you false prophets. They're running around here with power, but it's not the fruit of the power of Yah. It's the fruit of the power of Satan. You see what I'm saying? And this is why he stayed on the disciples and first and foremost told them, wait a minute, you want to know what's going to end days going to be like, even though you ain't going to be here. But let me tell you one thing, bro, don't y'all be deceived, because the power of many that's out here is showing you signs and wonders along with prophesying. They got sheep clothing on, but they raven wolves. And what you just learned was Yeshua just gave you an example how heaven is going to experience again what you experienced it on the earth. That's deep. That's deep. He just showed you in chapter 7 of Matthew's, and he pulled you right back over in chapter 24. And if you can probably connect to every false prophet, or it even said false Christ. It's because they chasing that power. How do they get away with chasing the power? Because people don't know who the power is. Praise the Lord. They don't know. That's why I sit and say, if you all only knew, spirit and truth with the light in the right hand, you'll know. When you step out here, you can go anywhere you wanna. You got the light. Let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. You can do whatever you want to do. When you carry in spirit and truth with the light in your right hand, you go anywhere you want. You just have to have within you taming that flesh that I can go anywhere I want. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from here, there, and here and there. No. You don't. I'm the light. My light's supposed to go in the midst of any darkness and brighten it up. So why I'm gonna be afraid to go here and there and here and there? No. Now I ain't gonna go into no danger when I know danger, because the Ruach would also. That's something he had done with me since I was a little girl. He would warn me of danger. Oh, it's a feeling, y'all. It's a feeling. Oh, woo! It's a feeling. He'll warn you from the inner. Don't go there. And then my son, my oldest son, said he got that same thing. He can feel when something is, not to do something. Yeah, it's a feeling. It's a feeling in you. So when we go back and we try to pull up, let me see what time I got. I'm going to go over three more verses. Let's go to Romans chapter 15. When you're trying to pull up and trying to think that you know who's who and what's what on these devil platforms. And I think the devil platform is the biggest deception on the face of the earth, because this is what they're using to deceive many. And that's why I'm totally against people trying to straddle the fence. They want to talk about the world on one end, and then they want to portray Yah on the other, and then people looking at them as sheep. I don't get that. But if they can pull it down here on the earth and then stand before the throne and pull it again, more power to it. Because that's what they're doing. They're doing it on the earth, because the ones that came before the throne, they had done it on the earth for so long. They figured, hey, we can stand in front of the glory. It's time for us to go to hell now. We finna go to the lake of fire now. Wait a minute, maybe we can tell them we did this. No, let's tell them we used his name. Oh, no, you got yourself really in trouble then. Telling him you used his name to do all your evil work. What kind of rats behind is that? How you gonna tell him you using his name? You see how crazy? You see why they got kicked out of hell, y'all? I mean, out of heaven. That's why they got kicked out. That's how dumb and stupid they are. And they like that down on the earth. I'm a living witness to it. They are just that dumb and stupid. And a lot of them on this platform thinking nobody don't know who they are. Baby, don't you know, just like, why everybody think everything is strictly dark and he ain't got no light down here? Come on now. Romans chapter 15 and verse 13. In Romans chapter 15 and verse 13, it reads, now Yah of hope fill you with all joy, peace, in believing that ye may abound in hope. Through what? Come on here. Through what? Through what? Let's go over that again, because I'm sure somebody didn't get it. Okay. Romans chapter 15 and verse 13. Now, Yah of hope fill you with all joy, peace, in believing that ye may abound in hope. See, that's why I tell y'all, you can't get peace if he don't give it to you, baby. Peace is a gift from him. He got to give you peace. People run around here. Yeah, my sister and them and her best friend. I got peace. I got peace. And I said, Father, y'all, these some sick people. I don't give a rest behind who you are. Peace don't come to you like that. See how much authority people think they got in their flesh. Oh, I got peace. I got peace. Come on now, y'all. Let me give y'all a little testimony. About 30 years ago, I was working for Kathy J. Wyman Center. I don't know if you all ever heard of Levi Jeans. Well, this was the owner of Levi Jeans, because all the relative had died and she was the last one living. So she said, I want to build up it's Bud Westfall is hired. I mean, it's elected for government. I would like to open up a home for battered women and children around the United States. So she opened it up, and I was hired there as a chef. And I also had 3 food service workers. And let me tell you, that was a job in itself. So I had to order all the equipment. I had to make menus. I had to do recipes. I had to do it all. But one thing I was saying is I got off it had something to do with what I was saying. I got off of it because I guess I shouldn't have put too much of what and I should have just put what enough to keep me online with the message. I was saying when they opened that up about women and children, I learned something. I was getting ready to, I got to go back to it, but I lost my whole thought. I shouldn't have took it there, but it had my testimony rests within it. Let's go back. Romans chapter 15 and verse 13. Maybe it'll come to me. Now, Yah of hope, fill you with all joy. Oh, now I know. And I would go to work early in the morning. And this one lady on the radio, and she was a European. She was an elderly lady, and she sound y'all so beautiful. It just makes you feel. She every morning, joy is joy. And she just talked all about joy every morning. And every time she come on, I hear her say that. And then I said to the Father, what is this joy this lady talking about? What kind of joy is this? I said, Father, can I get some of that joy she talking about? Because I love the way she sounded. It was just all this. And the Father had to break that thing in me. He said, Deborah, she just role playing. Ain't that much joy on the earth. That's what he told me. He said, joy is a gift from me that I will give you, but it's not something you have 24/24, like this lady is portrayed. And all that time, I thought this lady had this type of powerful joy, because the way she used to sound, it used to do something to me. And then I said to the Father, what is this joy she talking about? I loved it. And the Father gave me a taste of it. Oh man, you talking about felt good. I had it for the first day, and then the next day I knew I didn't have it, and it was like 3 or 4 days later I had it again. I got a taste. He gave me a taste of that joy that this lady was portrayed. It wasn't her joy, because hers is 24/24, but the Yah gave me a taste of the gift of joy. And it felt so good. And it felt so good to where I made sure I thanked the Father. Thank you for this joy that you gave me. I said, I like that feeling. He said, but Deborah, this is not something 24/24. So don't let people deceive you in believing that joy is a 24/24 thing, because that's a lie. I said, okay, but I love you for it, giving me a taste of it. Now I know what it feels like. So I just wanted to share that with you as a testimony. So when I'm reading Romans chapter 15 and verse 13, now Yah of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, that ye may abound in hope through the what? The power of the Ruach HaKodesh. The power of the Ruach HaKodesh. You see that? All these things that he's speaking of are the fruit of the Spirit. You can't just pull up with it and say, I got it. It don't come like that. You see what I'm saying, y'all? The world used their fruit, which is evil fruit, but we can't just take the fruit of the Spirit and say, we got it. No, it's something that has to be given to your spirit first and foremost. It has to be given to your spirit. And what is it? He said hope, all joy, peace, believing that ye may abound in hope. Through what? How do he give you that peace, that joy, and all the fruits of the Spirit? His power. His power. And once you receive the Ruach HaKodesh, that's what he was explaining to you. After the Holy Spirit come upon you, you shall receive power. You see what I'm saying, you guys? This is how the fruits of the Spirit is manifested through his Spirit. You see, we can't go and collect and say, oh, I got fruits of the Spirit. I got this. Because as I was checking out the fruit of the Spirit, I said, hold up, something in there I don't have. But he didn't say you have to have all of it, because he only can give you what he wants you to have. And all the fruits of the Spirit you might not have, because I know it's one that I don't. I can't remember what it was. I have it all, but that one I didn't have. And I can't remember what it was. But yeah, the second one is Colossians. But you see how the fruits of the Spirit, you see joy, you see peace, you see hope. Those are fruits of the Spirit, but it ain't something you can just pull up and say you got. You got to wait on the Ruach to pull that in you. And how is he going to do that? With power, y'all. With the power do these fruits of the Spirit rest within. And it teaches you how to live within those fruits on the outside. That's what I say is a lot of things has to do with just of us just trusting him in what he's capable of doing in us. And then we begin to see the manifestation of all that he has spoken of. But we can't see it if we run around here and we want to just be it all and just think he just have to do it the way we say. Oh, no. And that's what the world has done. Colossians chapter 1 and verse 11. Let me show you something here. I'm just going to prove to you all that even the fruits of the Spirit has to be backed up by the Ruach, his power. Okay? Colossians chapter 1, verse 11. In Colossians chapter 1, verse 11, listen to strengthen with all might. There go that power. Strengthen with all might according to his glorious what? Power. You cannot gain fruit of the Spirit, okay, without the power of Yah. Now let's go. We're finna pull up in the fruit of the Spirit. We still in Colossians chapter 1, verse 11. Strengthen with all might according to his glorious power unto all what? Patience. That's the fruit of the Spirit. Long suffering. A fruit of the Spirit, and with joy. Those are fruits of the Spirit, you guys. So when you're trying, how are you going to know those things? When you pull up on somebody, how are you going to know those things? How are you going to know that they have the fruit of the Spirit? How? When you try their spirit by the Spirit. And after you try their spirit, and how you can anybody can easily try somebody's spirit. All you have to do is get a few verses and just lay it out right there and hear their response. You see what I'm saying? And the verses have to be verses of righteousness. Just things that you know that you know that you know. And then you put it before someone and they come with the opposite of what you know that you know, then you know that they ain't who they said that they are as far as trying the Spirit by the Spirit. You got to understand, why is this creator putting this here a way of you knowing who a person is by trying their spirit by the Spirit or discerning their spirit. Discerning them. And that means discerning their spirit. Why is this a spiritual thing? Why is it a spiritual? Watch this here. The fruit of the Spirit first starts in the spirit. It's spirit too. And it rolls over into the flesh. You see? But you have to be all these, watch this here. You have to be all these things to Yah in the spirit before it can roll over to your flesh, where men know you by your fruit. You see? That's how that fruit works. Okay? So when you see verse 11, it says, strengthen with all might according to his glorious power unto all patience, long suffering, and joyfulness. So when we run around saying, oh, I got the fruit of the spirits, I got the fruit, and a lot of people, They think the fruit of the Spirit is when they have inherited stuff. Oh, I got this, 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 I got land, I got plants, I got dogs, I got cats, I got a car, I got a baby. That's not the fruit of the Spirit. Do you all know the churches used to teach that? It used to be based on what you have shows that you are who you are in Yah. And you are the fruits of the Spirit. You have the fruits of the Spirit because you have this, you have accomplished this. No, the fruits of the Spirit is not what you gain in the flesh. It's who you are in the Spirit. Now, Satan got his fruit. Y'all heard it. You just heard it. Satan got his fruit in Matthew chapter 7. But you have to be able to know the difference. You see? And it's not starting from the outside. It has to start from the inside. Having the fruits of the Spirit. Because I might not, I would say this. I am definitely patient in the spirit realm. But I couldn't see how that patient really could be as sharp as it is in my spirit, in my natural life. I mean, in my flesh. Because it's sharp in the spirit to the point where, hey, I wait on the Father for any and everything. I have that patience. Whatever he say, whatever he want me to do, whatever he tell me, it's good. I'm waiting on you. You see? So it's so many of them. And long suffering, oh, that's another good one. No one will ever be able to take that from me because that rests within. So the fruits of the Spirit, you have to come the spirit route. How can your spirit know the fruits of the Spirit of someone else? Or how can you try their spirit by the Spirit? You can't try it by your flesh, baby. You got to try it by the Spirit of Yah in you, in your spirit. You got to let him show you how to try the Spirit by the Spirit. It's beautiful too. It'll get you out of a lot of situations, and it'll teach you how to leave certain things alone that's not of the right spirit. So here go Colossians chapter 1 and verse 11. And the last one is Corinthians chapter 6. This is the last chapter for tonight. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 6 and 7. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 6 and 7. And it reads, by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Ghost, meaning the Ruach HaKodesh, by all unfeigned. Now watch this, verse 7. By the word of truth, by the power of Yah, by the armor of righteousness, on the right hand and on the left. Hallelujah. All that, wanting you to understand. All of this by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering. All of those are fruit of the Spirit. But look how he's telling you how it's molded within. By the word of truth, by the power of Yah, by the armor of righteousness. See, you got some really sick people that been on this devil platform for so long. And they really think that you can put on the whole armor of Yah. Like you can go to your closet. Somebody bother me. Let me get me the whole armor and put it on. Sick. Never see the whole armor as an outerwear. It is an innerwear. It's something you wear in the spirit. It's not something you wear on the outside. Like you run, or somebody doing something to me, somebody saying something about me. Whoa, let me go and get on the whole armor of Yah. Don't play. Don't teach these people that. Because people can be in a heap of trouble or in a terrible place in life. And you telling them, all we have to do is put on the whole armor. Stop that line. The whole armor is spiritual. Let's go there. We still right here. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 7. By the word of truth, by the power of Yah, by the armor of righteousness. The armor, righteousness, on the right hand and on the left of the Most High God. So you can't put on the breastplate, the helmet of righteousness. The helmet, the sword. Baby, that stuff is all spiritual. See, people teaching this thing because there are sheeps in wolf in sheep clothing, but they are raving wolves trying to get likes and subscribers. And have they been successful? Yes. They're going to be the same one pull up to the kingdom. When I did this in your name, and I did this in your name. But see, that's what they don't understand. What you're doing on this earth, you are identifying who your spirit is in the kingdom. They don't care. A lot of people say, anybody have any questions or even answers or something? Anyone has any question or any answers? But yeah, it's going to be the same thing when they get to the kingdom. Same old, same old. So it ain't going to change. Nothing going to change. Because see, when Yeshua is giving us the ups on what the heaven's going to be like, that was beautiful. It does something to me to know that the Father has really schooled him so well so he can prepare somebody like me being down on this earth. Because for him to sit there and tell his disciple that, I grip that thing too. I understand it too. I did not like the idea, but the way the Father had it taught me, he made me understand. See, Deborah, it didn't start on earth. It started in the kingdom. And it's going to end there. Because that's where everybody's going to be tossed from that level. The Lamb Book of Life or the lake of fire. From the heaven, where you go. You see? So this is why everybody's is still going to come back to the kingdom for the judgment. You see? Everybody left it, and everybody going back in. Even Satan. He's going to be tossed into the lake of hell based on what heaven had created for as the lake of hell. You see what I'm saying? So heaven had already orchestrated everything, and we just down here clowning, role playing. You see? So I hope that everyone got something out of it. That is a powerful message that rests in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 22, because honestly, there was other powerful stuff in there that rests in there. But what had got me was that they're telling him they're doing all these miracles and signs and wonders, and they're using his name. Did they use his name? No, they didn't. But they didn't care. They was trying to escape the lake of hell judgment. They were liars when they left, and they're liars when they're heading to the lake of fire. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all are tuning in. And I say that I am out. And I hope that each and every last one of you all got something out of that. And you all have a wonderful evening. Shalom and shalom.